Hey guys, welcome back to Adventures with Dr. Joe. I purchased this Troy-built 3800 PSI pressure washer quite a few years ago, and it worked like a dream. But I did something really stupid, and I hope you guys have never done this, but I left the gas in it. And it's just completely boggered it up. It won't start, it won't run. But I am going to rebuild this because the pump is good, the engine's good, we just need to fix things. Take a look at how rusted the gas cap is. I mean, it's just terrible. And the strainer is all messed up. And if we look inside of the gas tank, I'll put some light on it, we'll take a look at it in a second. It's terrible. So let's see if we can shine a light inside the gas tank. And when we look in there, it's absolutely awful. It's complete. These are nuts. There's a third connection here. This is a bolt. One more bolt over here. All these bolts are 12 millimeters. And I think that's the magic one. There that is. Yes, and now the gas tank can come off. See if I can carefully disconnect it. Oh, amazing. Came off. Well, listen to this. It's all full of rust and debris and crap. Also, I'm going to replace the air filter. I'm going to change the oil in the engine and the oil in the pump. So this is the air filter. And yes, it's surrounded by a foam foam liner that is completely deteriorated. It's awful. That's what happens when you just don't care for these properly. Again, this is all my bad. So I've got a new air cleaner coming, but just look at this. I mean, just touch it and it's just ugh. The next step is to expose the carburetor. You know, 10 millimeters is basically the universal size for many things in these small engine rebuilds, and this is no different. This shroud over the carburetor is held in by a number of 10 millimeter bolts and nuts. I'm probably also going to replace the fuel line because it looks like it's a little bit sorry. Flange nuts again here, small bolt here. I've replaced the wing nuts back on these just to keep them there for safekeeping. There are two, one for the filter and one for the cover. Economy of parts. There's a rebreather here. I'll take that line off. There we go. And then this comes off. This is the rebreather. So now we have the carburetor. This is the fuel line. This is the throttle linkage. This is the choke. And I'm going to disconnect this fuel line. Okay. We're going to disconnect the spring. And the throttle linkage. There we go. Now the carburetor's mine. Okay, I've taken the carburetor off. This is the choke. Notice the opening of the vane. Closed, that's full choke. Wide open. So choke here, wide open. So this piece comes off. I might put it back on these rods. Okay, I got this screw out and it's really corroded. I took the fuel bowl off. It's terrible. Ugh. This is a blow-by tube where any escaped combustibles out of the valve area or the overhead valves goes into the carburetor and then gets burned. We'll take a look at this. We've got the rocker arms under this cap. Rocker arms right here. We'll take a closer look at that. Right here you can see the two rocker arms, valve springs, valve stems. It's pushing on the valve stems. We'll take this cap off. I'm pretty certain I got the right size, but this will tell. Okay, here's the drain plug. Here we go. It fits. Hooray, I got the right size. There. Beautiful. Then we'll just keep this caught in there, and that's set. We'll save this drain plug for later. Well, it's been a while since I ordered the parts. I did get a new gas tank. One of these bolts came bent. I carefully straightened it out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put this nice gas filter in the bottom, metal one. Came with the gas tank. It's got a nice gasket on it, so we'll just snug it up. There we go. Now we're going to bolt it back in place after I secure the gas line. Okay, there we go with the help of the screwdriver. That is now there. That is in. And just insert these and start to install the two bolts and the two nuts. The nuts go on the included bolts, which go on nicely so far. Got to rotate this capacitor a little bit. Now, there's one going in the back here, which you can't really see. Okay, after some fiddling, they're all lined up. Tight. Tight. Now for the two nuts, which I left intentionally for the last. These have thread lock on them already. That's it. The next step is to replace the carburetor. This is the existing carburetor. This is the brand new carburetor. We are going to replace this gasket with this gasket because they look virtually identical. And we'll slip that on. Next, we will connect the fuel line. We will remove this cap. Try to move this compression fitting out of the way. There it goes. And then we'll connect that and reposition the compression fit. Great. This is the throttle linkage, which needs to be reconnected. Which we will do here. And the small spring. Great. Okay. The next piece to be installed is this gasket. Blow by for the valves. That was good. Go over it. This bolt goes back in, which I saved in place. And then these two flare nuts. The next step is to place this and remove both of these wing nuts, one of which holds the air filter and one holds the housing. I got a new air filter, like with everything else. I'm going to get this thing just right. The new air filter has a gasket. Goes just like that. And then on top of this is the housing. Then we need to fill both the engine and the pump with new oil. It's solid. Okay, I cleaned it up. There it fits. It's nice. Now all we got to do is put oil in the engine, in the pump and fuel, and start it up. I'm also going to replace the spark plug. I've gapped it between 0.028 and 0.031 inches. Now it doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape, but got a brand new one. So we got a new gas tank, new spark plug, new carburetor, new gas filter, new gas strainer, new air filter. We've emptied the oil. All we need to do is refill the oil in the engine and the pump, gas, give it a whirl. The pump takes 15 ounces. We have 18 ounces. This is Briggs & Stratton SAE 30. That's 15 ounces. We'll replace the dipstick and just check it. Good. The oil capacity is 1.16 quarts, which of course I have 2 quarts, so we'll do our best to put this in and then just a little of the other one and check the level. With Honda engines, it's probably a good idea to change the oil early. With my log splitter, I changed it at 5 hours because you want to get any of the residual machining metal pieces out of there, and then you will have an incredibly long engine life. So changing it fairly early the first time does make a lot of sense to get rid of all the filings, all the debris, so it doesn't get in the rings, piston, or the other valves or other wear parts. There's one. I will now put in 0.16 quarts. Okay, here we go. Choke, fuel's on, throttle's up. This is the completed pressure washer. I wanted to share with you all of the parts I purchased that are readily available from either Amazon, eBay, or other sources. This is the gas tank again for the Honda GX390. Just search for it. It comes with a strainer, cap, and a fuel filter. I then got a new air cleaner in here, and a new carburetor, and a new spark plug. I gapped the spark plugs. I drained all the oil out of the engine and out of the pump, replaced it with HD30, 10W30, and checked the levels. And first pull started right up. Well, hey, thanks for watching. I'm excited to do some pressure washing. I'm not going to neglect it anymore. I'm going to drain the gas, shut it off, be sure there's no fuel in the carburetor. I'm going to keep it clean. Thank you for watching again, Adventures with Dr. Joe. Please subscribe, please comment, please click like, and for sure stay safe.